Hi everyone, it's week 81. We're continuing our discussion on Cham Kiu form and the connections with Sin Im Tao and the concepts of the two forms, how they fit together. As we've already stated earlier on at the introduction to this topic, Cham Kiu introduces movement. As well as movement, it also introduces Wing Chun kicking. And it also introduces a very important concept involving kicking, which is if you launch any kind of kicking action, the smart move is always to follow it. Never kick and then just put your foot back on the ground. Follow it and keep the pressure on your opponent. So in the opening movement of the second section of the form, we've turned the body this 90-degree pivot with a Lan Sau action. We might come back and discuss that later. At the moment, our focus is on the legs. So from this position, we try to face as squarely as we can to that side, and we deliver the Dang Geuk, the basic Wing Chun kick. It's important that the kick has a slight curve in it. It doesn't go up and down. A kick that goes up and down has no forward force. You can get force into your hands by moving, but you can't move while you got one foot off the ground. So how Wing Chun derives the power, the forward pressure of the kick, the depth of the kick, is by rotating within the hip so that the leg takes a sort of arc action and drives the heel into the target. But as soon as we've done the kick, that automatically becomes our step, because the distance that the leg travels with the kicking action is identical to a normal stepping action. So this reinforces the notion that if you kick, you follow. Of course, we're doing other things at the same time. The form is not simple, it's quite complex in that regard. So while I'm busy kicking in that and direct stepping in that direction, I'm also going to be throwing a Bong Sau in this direction. So I'm introducing another concept, which is Paau Bong. In the Cham Kiu form, we're confronted with 3 different Bong Sau actions. Way back in our series, we touched on this very briefly, so this will give me a chance to expand on that idea. Paau Bong is when you have to make contact. You're forced to make a bridge. Remember, Cham Kiu is about finding a bridge. Sometimes if the hands disconnect from the enemy, the only hand that will get you back safely is a Bong Sau, because the elbow moves faster than the hand, being a shorter movement. So at the finish of the kick, I'm already stepping towards where my enemy is expected to be, but at the same time, it's allowing me to practice Paau Bong, throwing towards the front wall. I then reload it by just letting my hands fall down as if they're not in contact, and I step again and throw the Bong Sau. The connection between the ground and the elbow is important. If I do the step and then do the elbow, I'm not getting power from the ground. If I do the elbow and then do the step, I'm not getting power from the ground. The key here is that they work together. So when I'm stepping, I'm connecting the elbow to that step. We'll leave it there because there's more we can say about that, so we'll look at that on the next episode. See you next week.